Yeah. Hello, guys. It's freezing here. We are in our local coffee shop again because we have nowhere else to go.
Nowhere at all.
Life is so flipping boring. We have nowhere to go because everything is still closed. They are opening stuff, what, next week?
Next week, but
Next week.
still no pubs. Still no.
Yeah, they call them guys, yes. They're still not. Oh, we've got some people joining us, and so probably say hello first before we start chatting our shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
So who else? Who is there, guys? Say hello. We are freezing cold. Alan, the coffee guy. The coffee guy. You call them barista.
Yeah, barista. Barista.
What is barista? Or barista.
No, a barista is someone you find in the court. Barista is someone you find in a courtroom. A barista.
A barista. Oh, here we go. Is it just an Italian name? I think.
Yeah,
I
think so.
Where does it come from? Because
A
bar.
bar.
A bar, but he serves coffee. So a person who serves coffee, guys, is called a barista.
Barista.
But it's a new thing because we never even used to call them
we
this.
never would.
That was like the last maybe 5 years.
I think that's coming from, in the last 5-10 years, and it was trendy to kind of set up your coffee shops, and it was trendy to have your little coffee vans in the market.
Yeah.
And
serve like really nice coffee, like, freshly ground and all that. And then they started calling them baristas.
I blame it on places like Starbucks and things like that.
Oh, they came up with it?
I think so.
Probably, yes, to sell more of their stuff.
Yeah.
Hello, guys. Nobody's saying hello. I want hello, guys. Oh, hi, Alan. Alan just brought us coffee because it's freezing, guys. I'm going to put my gloves on as well, I think, because otherwise, thanks so much, Alan. Remember Alan? Alan is from Mexico, remember? And when I had my first, not my first life lesson, but my first life lesson here, Alan was speaking Spanish as well to one of the students. Carolina. Hello, Carolina.
No.
Guys, you have to comment, you have to say hello, because otherwise we'll just say, oh no, fuck this. Let's go home. We come out here in the cold to
Jovi,
talk to you
hello.
guys. Jovi, or Jovi. That's very nice. Joviska.
Oh,
Jovi.
Jovi. Oh,
I think she's called Jovita. That's a lovely name, isn't it? Jovita. I like that name. It's sort of doesn't sound Polish at all. Jovita. It's sort of almost
Cuban.
Like Spanish, sort of. Yeah, Jovita. Yeah. And then she goes Joviska. Małgosia. Hello, Małgosia.
Hello, everybody.
Guys, we have our coffee,
yes,
and it's really cold.
And I hope you've all had good weeks. We've had an eventful week of
what?
Of about the same,
Of about the same,
yeah.
yes, as always. Yes. So it wasn't eventful at all, in fact.
Well, my house was eventful.
Yes. Tell us about your house.
I haven't had a kitchen since last July.
And
last weekend, I had 4 men working devotedly to getting me a kitchen.
And they were so good looking as well, weren't they?
They're a good brand of boys.
A good brand of boys? I've never heard that before.
Bit of alliteration. A good brand of boys. No, it was very good. Oh, hello, Justin.
Hello. Oh, Justin, is the bread good? Because I missed my bread yesterday. When I had to defrost half a loaf, which wasn't exactly the same, but it was nice.
No.
I had it with tomato soup for dinner last night.
Well, I think all we've been eating is from a microwave. So next week I get to cook in a kitchen.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear what all of you guys would cook for Christmas dinner as well. Later, maybe soon, because I'm thinking about what
I'm
to cook.
inviting. Oh, for Christmas dinner, yes. I'm inviting Beth for Christmas Eve. So I'm going to try to make all the Polish dishes. What do we make for Christmas Eve? I'm just trying to remember to come up with the English name, like the sauerkraut, krokiety with sauerkraut, and this is like pancakes and all that. And what else do we have? Fish. Carp, but people say that carp is not nice, so maybe I'm going to get another type of fish.
I can't wait.
So carp, we've got the krokiety, we've got kapusta with mushrooms, which is sauerkraut with mushrooms. She's not a fan of mushrooms, so I'm going to just smuggle a few so she doesn't know.
But
I'm not going to tell her.
I do love Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is one of my favourite nights of the year.
But that's unusual because most people here do not celebrate Christmas Eve. They get the carry out. Like they order food from Chippy. They have fish and chips for Christmas Eve.
Because everyone's cooking the next day, so no one cooks the day before.
Yes, Christmas Day is the big day, isn't it?
So you get as cheap as you can, like a big...
Eva is from Sweden. Hello, from Sweden. Oh God, the whole world is here. Shane. Oh, Shane. Hello, gorgeous lady.
Hello, Shane.
Shane, where are you from? Tell us where you... I think Shane is from Pakistan. He's from my other group.
Well, I like Christmas Eve because I have family in Norway, so maybe Eva, you must like Christmas Eve too, and they like Christmas Eve as a big one. It's a big thing.
A big thing.
Yeah.
In a lot of countries, Christmas Eve is a big thing, but in sort of more the English-speaking countries, Christmas Day is the big day.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's the what do you cook? You cook like ham and stuff.
See, the
Turkey?
and I really don't like turkey.
Oh.
Turkey's nasty. I like a bit of fish.
And the other thing is the Brussels sprouts that everybody hates.
I love them.
Everybody hates Brussels sprouts,
I
and they
love
torture children with Brussels sprouts for Christmas.
I love them. I'll eat them forever.
No way, Jose. No, that is not a good. That is not a good dish.
Today was so hard to dress though. I was trying to find hats that are what that Kasha was not going to say. Take it off your head.
Oh yes. That's not. It's okay. It's not too bad.
It's not kind of covering. Because the last hat she wouldn't let me wear, so this one's allowed.
This one is okay-ish. I would say.
Okay.
Yes, because you can still see your hair and your face. The other one was like it was covering half of your face. So it wasn't good at all. So yes, I'm going to make krokiety. I'm going to make barszcz, yes, uszkami, and I'm going to make some pierogi for the kids.
Yes, I love
yes, so you will have something to eat. What else? We do also do buckwheat. Do you like buckwheat?
Yeah.
In my house, we do buckwheat, gołąbki with buckwheat, which is cabbage leaves. You wrap. I know. That sounds a bit.
Cabbage leaves.
No, but they're like cooked cabbage leaves, and then they are like baked cabbage leaves, and then you have the.
Is there bacon inside?
Well, I don't know. I can maybe put bacon on the side, but it's really nice and tasty. So we love that. Oh yes, look, Shane is from Pakistan. Look,
Hello, Shane.
we are all over the world.
We are
Guys,
all
tell us where you watching us from. That would be so interesting because I don't even know. I know I have a lot of fans in Scotland and England, and of course Poland. I know I've got some fans, Elo fans or Eloers, yes, as we call it. We call ourselves Eloers.
I like that. Eloers. Who came up with that one? It was lovely.
I can't remember. I have to contact her because I thought that
Really
was
nice.
Because I told you that there is not a good Polish name for followers.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, let us think of a name for followers of my page, and they came up with followers. Fellows like Elo or Eloers. I think Eloers is
I like
nicer.
Eloers.
And I just love that. And also whenever I do like I call people for a lesson, I say, oh hello, all Eloers, come on up for the lesson. So guys, tell us where you are. It is just so noisy. I have to shout.
On a Friday, it's bin day, obviously.
Bin day, which means they collect bins from outside of our houses, and it's just so loud, guys. Oh, I see Domingos. He's from Portugal. He's a student from my other group. So I see Domingos there in the pictures. Tell us where you're watching us from and listening us from.
I'd like to know. I'm about obviously to get a kitchen, and in the house, in my home anyway, decorating my house. For Christmas is really exciting.
Yeah.
And there's lots of different things that I have a tradition from my mum that I have to do. It'd be good to hear what you put up every year.
What are they? What do you put up?
Have you ever heard the word nativity?
Oh yeah.
So I have a little nativity that my grandmother would have had.
Shopka.
Yeah. So I would have to have the nativity put up every year that my grandmother would have had from her grandmother, so it's very old. It's quite tempting for my son to play with, and it's like, no. But that's one thing that has to go up in my house. Also, we like to go
nativity, so shopka, yes.
Shopka. The other things, we put up wreaths on our doors. Is that the same in Poland? Would you put a wreath on your door?
Oh yes, a wreath, wieniec. No, not really. I mean now, yes. Okay, we didn't used to decorate our houses that much.
No?
We would just put a Christmas tree. That was the traditional thing. The Christmas tree, and that would be put up in the last week before Christmas.
Right.
Nobody would put their tree at the beginning of December.
My good name? Okay, you might not get this. It's over here, and I think a lot of places now, people put their Christmas decorations up in November.
As soon as Halloween is over, they put up their Christmas decorations. That just annoys me so much. That just does my head in. I just cannot stand that.
Well,
it's far too early.
The word for it, I think we should have, is treejaculation.
Oh, Ben, stop!
Don't treejaculate too early.
Guys, I am not guys and girls. I am not even going to translate that.
You can work it out. Tree treejaculation. There you go. So
It's tree plus ejaculation.
you've been
yeah,
losing the
yeah,
ease.
yeah, yeah.
my
So
one.
I don't even gonna.
But there are some amazing. If you do a walk around Belfast and you can see some houses, I love it. I love the more crazy.
Well, some
I
people
love
just
it.
put like all. I think it's happening now in Poland as well,
Yeah.
because that came from the West, I would say, right, and from other countries, and now people decorate outside of their houses
do
and
love
inside of their houses a lot as well. Christmas. But yes, when I first came here, I didn't used to
No.
do that, and then like a lot of people were doing that.
The
So
kids
I
love
so
it.
yes,
We love it.
all the kids love it. So, but the house is sort of nice for like almost the whole or 3 weeks, let's say, right? I would probably put up my decorations this weekend. So put lights in the windows, and loads of Santa Clauses around, and you say have the nativity thing,
for me, and also
wreaths on the door.
wreaths, and you pull the branches from outside. And
Oh
put them above
no! He picked up on ejaculation, guys. Guys.
Tree. Put the tree in front of it. Tree.
We are not allowed to talk about sex in case kids are watching us, and it would.
I didn't say anything about it. That's
No,
all
you didn't, no.
It's not. It's just a good word.
Oh, Javiska is actually from Glasgow. Can I? Oh no, you see, when I have my gloves
Gloves
on,
on,
I
you can't
cannot.
do it.
I cannot
You can
swipe.
get cold
And
hands.
then yes, I'll have to get cold hands. One will be warm, one will be cold. So I want to in order to do the swiping. Oh, I can't do swiping because now I think my phone now doesn't recognize my fingers anymore. Oh yes, so we had Pakistan, Poland, and Glasgow. What did he say about ejaculation? Oh no, nothing else. Okay, that's okay. And Glasgow. Hello, Glasgow.
One of my closest friends is moving.
You
to
see,
Scotland.
our friend Justin oh no, he's away! He just loves to be in the camera. Every single week he's like, lingering there. So yes, Justin, he's great. He makes the best bread in the world, the entire world. It's lovely. So nice, guys. Even in Poland, it's quite difficult to get good bread now. Like in a shop, you have to go to these new artisan shops. But here, you can't get a good bread here either. It's mostly
It's just supermarket bread.
Supermarket bread is disgusting. It's disgusting. And most Polish bread now is not nice either. I'm sorry to say that, guys. But this guy makes real sourdough. So chleb na zakwasie, guys. Just real bread. Real bread.
So what was I doing last night? Last night I was trying to think. Obviously it's Thursday night, so I had a wee glass of wine.
Did you? I had two.
And
Only two, so I was really good.
Yeah, well, I had a
but
wee
then I drunk on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. A glass. I was just working so hard this week.
we had
and I was like,
we had a mini disco on Tuesday.
What?
On Tuesday night.
A disco?
A mini disco. My husband and I just were so excited that the kitchen was going in.
Oh,
the
yeah.
music went on and we danced. Yeah. And it was like
Oh, right.
We had a bit of David Bowie coming on. We had I had Fleetwood Mac for about a second until
David
my husband
Bowie's
turned it
nice.
off.
Oh no, he doesn't like that.
And
No.
then I had Earth, Wind and Fire. Do you remember? Do you remember?
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
That was good. So
What's
exciting.
your favorite song that you dance to? You and Gail. Her husband is called Gail. I always say his name wrong because he's Gil and not Gail, and I say it wrong every single time.
No, it's not girl or girl. It's Gil.
Gil.
Like a fish.
It's like
a fish is Gil.
and there's a bird in Polish called Gil.
Is
So
it?
I just probably said Gil. Gil, is that correct? No, it's not. I can't say Gil.
Oh, what's my favourite song? Oh gosh.
No, the song that you have together. Like, what was the song that you danced to at your wedding, let's say? Do you remember?
Firestarter. What? We had my stepdaughter loved Firestarter, so we were dancing to that, the whole family. Prodigy. And then we had everything. We danced to almost everything. And the one thing I love dancing with my kids. The best way to wake up in the morning when you have a kitchen.
And you have kids. Because if you don't have kids,
Stone
then-
Roses. I love the Stone Roses.
Stone Roses, yeah. I thought you'd just come up with some crazy song. Like, we really love Bob Marley's what's that song? Redemption Song. This is like our song, the best song ever that me and my partner always dance to. At the end of the night, that is our song. We always put it on, and it's like, it is, because you see, we met in trade unions, so we are like both very engaged. Activist about the world and everything, making the world a better place. And Bob Marley, yes, was a rebel, so we love that song. Redemption Song, guys, the best. Is that
I love
right?
Neil Young. I mean, I have to say, my music's very eclectic.
A bit boring, though, no?
No, it's not. Well, we used to go to a lot of bands in London, where one of my first dates with Gil, he took me to a band.
Oh, dating, guys, listen up. Yes, what was I going to say? So, guys, remember the one, whoever watched me last night, we were talking about asking somebody out. So, date, what is a date, Beth?
It's going out with a boy or a man.
Or a girl.
Or a girl.
Yeah,
for me, it was a boy, yes. Going out with somebody for a drink, or it could go for a cinema, or it could just be for a walk, it could be...
Oh, yes, because I asked people where they would go on a date, right? So, like, because I had some expressions, and, like, the most common ones were like, go for coffee first.
Yeah.
You never go for tea, do you? Nobody ever asked you out to go for a cup of tea. I mean, you may end up then buying tea, but they always ask you to...
Would you like to go for a cup of tea? It's a bit like your gran.
That's what I said. Exactly, that's what I said. I said to guys, like, look, no, you would go for a cup of tea with your granny or your auntie, and then you have cupcakes and all that, you know.
But you don't go for...
No, you don't go on a date. No.
Well, we used to, when things were
Go
open,
for a drink, hold on, so we go for a coffee, you can go for coffee, you can go for a drink.
we used to walk around the market. Sounds strange, but...
Some people said museum. Would you go to a museum on a date?
Well, you could. I think walking dates are quite good.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
You don't have to look at someone in the eye. You can walk, like, you could just kind of be
I
there.
know, this is before you sort of know
like
each
this.
other well, and you can just talk, because, like, when you date somebody, you know, when you start dating somebody, it's the talking that gets you going, isn't it?
And actually, for me,
like when you just look, it's like, oh, it's like you're not ready for that sort of engagement. It's like, oh,
hello.
Unless you are just so deeply in love, and you just
hi,
like,
Kasia. So what do you do?
That's weird. That's weird, looking in your eyes all the time.
What do you do, Kasia? Yeah.
I'll be so boring.
Yeah, like,
I'll be like, oh no.
So,
So walking dates, that's right, that's good.
I used to go to quite a lot of art galleries because obviously I was an artist.
Where was the last time you were on a date? How many years ago? No. I was just trying to remember all these things you do, and I couldn't remember because, you know, I just prepare a little bit for my lessons, and then I'm trying to think about other stuff, and I couldn't remember the last time I was on a date.
The last
15 years ago.
I think the last
15 years, guys. This is so
15
sad.
years ago, yes. And
because it's not the same.
You know what?
Once you have your partner, it's not the same. I mean, you can still have a date, but it's not the same, is it?
To be honest, I was the one that hunted my husband down.
Oh, she hunted him down.
I'm doing alliteration. So did you hear it? Brand of boys hunted my husband down. Let's keep on.
Next thing you'll be quoting Shakespeare.
I don't think I'd remember it.
To be or not to be is the only one I remember, and I studied literature, guys. It's 25 years ago, guys. I still only remember. Look, I just hate this when it does
Look at
that.
her grooming herself.
No, because my fringe seems to be disappearing like every single day. So I brought a brush because it just goes like.
I'll bring you a
I
hat.
hate those gaps. I just hate those.
I'll bring you a hat. We'll wear hats together next time.
Oh, I'm thinking about getting a new hat for Christmas.
Oh.
Ah, yeah.
I'm getting you a print for Christmas.
Oh, a print. She's an artist, you know that, guys. So she's going to get me a print. Okay, go on. Talk us.
Oh, dancing.
Ladies. Oh, he's just saying hello because he's at work. So, but no, a lot of people watch us afterwards, so that is good.
Well,
but watching it live is the best. I watched this girl. I followed this girl. I watched her last night, and I know I can watch it later on. But it's something nice about watching it live and commenting and just being part of that experience, and I love that.
Yeah.
I never used to watch anything live on Facebook, but now if somebody goes live, I usually check even for like 2 seconds. Like, there are lots of people like sell clothes, and they talk about relationships, they do counseling, they do loads of stuff.
We're doing all of that, aren't we?
Are we doing that all? We haven't. Well, we can we do I sell something?
No. Well, what was your...
You can sell that hat. Yes, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, if you sold that hat today. Yeah, guys, how much would you pay for that hat?
Stop it. What was your best date ever?
My best day ever.
Best date.
Oh, date. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. Oh, flip. I have to think about that.
My
Oh, I know. It wasn't a date, but it was a present. That was my birthday present, and that was when I just started dating my current partner. So, on my birthday, we went on a helicopter.
Oh wow!
On a helicopter ride from Belfast up the Antrim coast, just beautiful views. It's a you know, what do you call it, a coastline.
And it's a
so in a helicopter we landed, had dinner in Bushmills or Ballycastle, one of those places. I can't remember. Bushmills, I think it was, in a lovely restaurant in Bushmills, because there was a helicopter pad just outside the restaurant. So we went to this like quite a posh place. So we went for dinner there, had a couple of glasses of wine, and then went back to Belfast on the helicopter. That was my best date, I think. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that again.
No.
I think it must have cost a fortune. I don't know how much. I don't even know how much it cost.
I can't even compete. I got fish and
Sorry, sorry. Because I didn't prepare for this. You just asked me, and I'm like,
whatever you do to me.
That was the best one. That was the best one, yeah, ever. Yeah.
I don't know if I could go on a helicopter. I think I'd be too scared.
Or the ones when you had, like, when you were really young and when you started dating boys, like when you first, you know, and you would have never had sex yet, you know, that sort of way when you met. What do you mean?
I actually
like walk in the park, dates like that.
I'm talking about this, but I really generally didn't have dates when I was younger because all of our friends were boys and girls. So you just kind of worked as a group. You kind of worked, you know.
Yeah.
You didn't separate off really very much. And you went everywhere together, and then Well, we used to play chess.
I sort of remember my first kiss, and I was like, oh, that was so amazing.
I remember my first kiss.
I was just a kiss, nothing
I had
else.
Huge hickey at this
so
thing.
because this guy, he walked me home, and just kissed me, just like the lips, but just like that sort of kiss, not you know, not a proper big kiss, just you know, like a smooch. And God, I was so in love. I'm like, that was so nice. Why are we talking about this? Guys, tell us about your dates. Do you want to tell us about your dates?
Oh, yes. Do any of you want to take someone, an English-speaking person on a date?
Yes.
And you're not sure where to take them or what... Well, obviously you can't take them anywhere because you're in lockdown, but how to ask them out or words that might be stumbling blocks? Or any of you in a potential... I don't know, dating situation?
Yeah, we had some expressions. So I really like when you say, do you fancy? Is that a good one?
Do you fancy going for a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice, no?
Yeah.
Because like when you say, would you like to, it's more formal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay, isn't it?
Do you fancy going for drinks? Nice.
Yeah,
I
do
like
you fancy? That's nicer, isn't it? Or a bite to eat?
A bite, you go for a bite.
Yeah, you go for a bite to eat. It's sort of more casual, and it's like, you know, because like, would you like to? It's
would
more
you like
official.
It's very formal.
Very formal, yeah. And like, do you fancy? So it's like, oh, you just show yourself as a cool person as well.
Yeah,
Do you fancy?
Do you fancy this?
Or you can also say, do you fancy me? Yes, so that means the same as do you like me? Oh, fancy is more than like. It's more like, oh, do you find me interesting? Isn't
Yes,
it?
do you...
Fancy is a good word in English. I'm not even sure how you translate it into Polish.
Well, you could use it everywhere actually. You can say, oh, I fancy that that thing on the menu. I fancy eating that.
Yeah.
So you're not quite made your mind up.
Yeah.
So you fancy
right.
some. Oh, I fancy the idea of going to the fair today. But again, you've not quite made your mind. So,
but when you fancy somebody, you're into them.
Yes, but you haven't gone further than fancy stage either. So if you think
so you're not in love yet, but it's
love.
sort of like you find somebody interesting. And
Yeah,
like, there is something about this person that sort of tickles your fancy.
Yes, something's making you think, oh.
Maybe there is a potential there, something like that, isn't it?
It's a nice word.
It's a lovely word, yes. English got so many lovely words, guys. It's like I'm discovering them every day. And actually, when I'm talking about these words, you know the way you sort of discover something. Why is this? You know, when you start talking about something, you discover it's like, oh yeah, that's a nice word. Or you can say this, or you can say that. And it's not possible when you prepare on videos because it's like, oh, then you have your script. But when you start talking, you know, live, you just remember, oh yeah, that's another good word.
That's a nice word.
That's a nice word. Or oh, this is what we say. Or we don't say that. Yeah.
No, like there's a lot of formal ways of saying things.
Yeah. I remember yesterday I say one, what was that? I got it, I found it somewhere on the internet. I was wondering if you would like to go out on a date with me.
Yes,
but like, look how many words you use before you get to the point. I was wondering if you would like to go. So you have 8 words before you actually get to the point.
Cut out the I. Cut out a lot of things. Would you be tempted?
Oh, temptation.
Would you be tempted to have a drink with me? Would you be tempted to see me again? That's quite nice.
Oh, would you be tempted? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a nice one. So I don't think anybody ever used it with me, but I'm sure a lot of people were tempted.
Let's be honest. Would you be tempted?
Would you be tempted? Yeah, temptation. That's a nice word, temptation.
Also these things can be used with friends as well. I mean, you can say to your friend, "Hey, do you fancy a coffee?"
Yeah. So it's not just a date thing.
No,
Yes, it's for anybody. It can be used for anybody.
It's more informal, so it's nice.
Nobody's been on a date. We are only being watched by really sad people. Guys, you've been on dates. Tell us about your dates. Just something. What maybe happened. Something interesting, or maybe I think I've sort of blew it because I just told you about this amazing experience, and everyone's like, "Oh no, most of my dates were boring." Like most of my other dates, like all of my other dates, were just normal dates, but that one was just my birthday present, and I think that was still at the stage when my partner was really trying to impress me a lot.
My granddad used to say to me that I would choose my partners for where they lived. So I had French boyfriends.
Oh, la la!
A fling with an Italian.
A fling. Oh, guys, a fling is like a short-lived romance, isn't it?
Yeah.
A fling. Had a fling with somebody. That's a nice expression, isn't it?
A nice
fling.
And
you can also have an affair, but this is an affair is when you have it with somebody who is married, or you are married, or in a relationship. Then you have an affair. It's not the same as a fling can be an affair, but not necessarily.
Oh, what's this one? Another idea. Shall we? What about let's? Shall we? Could we? Don't we? After which sentences we have to use verb with the ending?
Oh, with the ing. Oh, yes. That's a question. That's a grammatical question. Okay, so she's asking.
That's for you.
I suggest. Oh, yes. So if you say I suggest, there are certain ways you can complete that sentence. So let's say, you suggest something. Let's see what's the first one that comes to your head.
I suggest we go running today.
Yeah, I suggest we go. Yeah? Can you say I suggest going?
I suggest going.
No, that doesn't sound right. I suggest going. No.
I suggest going to the. No, you're doing something with someone.
But it's not incorrect.
It's not incorrect.
It just doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound right. Yeah. I suggest we go.
I suggest we have.
Yeah. A cup of coffee, yes.
A cup of coffee or some time out from this relationship.
I suggest. Good. And then this is shall we? So that's another one. So how would we use shall we?
Shall we go to the cinema?
Yeah.
Tonight?
Just shall we go?
Shall we have dinner at this restaurant?
Yeah.
Shall we?
It's very warm in here. Shall I open the window? So you just offer to do something. Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we make?
Oh, you could just say "shall we" and like "shall we?"
Oh, no, that's opening a door.
Yeah.
So you're doing that with an action. Shall we?
Or when you're about to start something.
Yeah.
Oh, shall we? Yeah.
So you're about is an action coming after the.
You just say "shall we?"
Yeah. Shall we?
And then she says, "What? Oh, let's just have the normal verb. So let's go. Let's go. So what else she says? Shall we? Could. Don't we? Oh, why don't we? Is that another one? Why don't we? What would you say after why don't we?
Well,
why don't we go in? Why don't we? Yeah, just a normal verb.
Yes.
So we don't have ing with any of those, Monia.
I think what we're saying is that these are quite typical ways of asking someone to do something or go and do it. But if you try and use something like fancy or a different adjective, it just makes the.
Oh yeah, you've got ing after fancy.
Yeah.
Fancy going.
Do you fancy going? And it's a nice one. So if any of you. Try that out this week. Do you fancy doing something? Do you fancy having dinner with me? Do you fancy trying out crochet in our living room?
Oh, crochet!
It's obviously we're locked up. We're inside.
I'm so looking forward. We could have because they open. Actually, guys, yes, the lockdown is sort of like being lifted a little bit here. So next week we can go and sit inside.
Next week I'm going to let you come inside my house.
Oh yes, we do your house. Oh god, her kitchen is so nice.
We're really loud. It'll be made. Obviously, we'll have a nice cup of tea.
You want that, or you want to go somewhere?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Because it's nice to sit indoors somewhere and go out for a change.
Thanks, Mom.
From the bottom of my heart, says Monia.
It was nice. A cold one this morning, but that was nice. I like talking about dates.
Dates, yeah, it's a good topic. Yeah, so tell us about your French boyfriends.
Oh, I think I like them for Paris. So one lived in Paris, and when I was finishing my
Paris is amazing. I love Paris.
Year, I went and lived in Africa afterwards for a year, and then I went after that year and lived in Paris, and I was a little bit young. in the sense that it's like, oh, look at me.
Crazy? Yeah,
Yes,
I think you were
he
very
was
crazy.
still, he was still working, and I got to meander around Paris and pretend to be an artist and have lots of drinks in little bars.
Oh, yeah, we didn't pretend you were an artist. I mean, you are an
I
artist.
know, but when you're 18, 19,
You're just that sort of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh yes, I'm an artist. Look at me. You probably wore really fancy stuff.
But it was
and
it was fun. And then we had my next friend where he came from the south of France in the Basque country, and that was very nice too because you got to see another part of France. And my granddad was kind of right. You know, I love these men and I like these men, but I think I like the country more.
but your husband doesn't like you talking about your French boyfriends. Every time she starts when we have a party, he's like, stop that.
And they weren't like on
he sometimes watches this, doesn't he? He doesn't watch it every day, does he? Every time? No, okay. But in case he watches it, but he doesn't like you talking about the French boyfriends.
But he's talking about it. It wasn't the boyfriends I liked; it was the countries. Anyway.
That is so true. That's why I liked. That's a heart from Domingos. Okay. Oh, guys, I didn't tell you. Remember to share the video because we're talking about dates today and different expressions. We talked a little bit about Christmas, but there's loads of time to talk about Christmas.
Yes.
So we'll have a lot of lights. We'll have one special one. Oh, we can show you decorations in your house next week.
They won't be up yet.
No, not yet. Okay, so the week after. So we'll go for a coffee. We're gonna go out for a coffee next week, and then we can. The following week we can have one in your house and we'll show you decorations because your kitchen is just so amazing, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what else we're talking about this week with my students? Tenses.
Tenses. Oh, so like past, present, future, that type. Okay, I've got that down.
She's good. I surprised her with this question because when I asked my partner, I said to him one day, "Oh, I just thought of a good way to explain past simple and present perfect." And he says, "What is it?" And I'm like, "Look, I'm not going to tell you because you will never understand." I said, "Do you even know what tense is?" And he's like, "Yeah, we had them in school." And I'm like, "Okay, so give me a sentence in present perfect." And he says, "I'm perfect." Oh, you didn't get the joke even, did you?
No, because I don't know what present perfect is. I understand past, present, and future. If you say what's past participle or past present or perfect, I would be like,
yeah.
It was.
Oh, Monia, thank you for sharing. So, yes, Beth, there are actually 12 tenses, at least 12 tenses in English because there are people who put 4 more tenses as tenses. So there are actually 12 tenses in English. And you see, whenever people start learning, there's like a table with all the tenses. So you have the continuous tenses, which are the ing ones, or the perfect tenses, which are like the present perfect and all that, right? And then there is a table and it shows you how to use different tenses. And this is like so weird because you know what I do? I teach people 5 tenses. Because that's all you need if you are a beginner to pre-intermediate. You need 5 tenses with a handful of verbs and you know how to use them and you're talking. And some people are just so concerned. Like somebody asks me, how do you use past perfect? And I'm like, are you writing a book? No, you don't need that tense if you don't write a book because you'd never use it in speech. Hardly ever.
That one's for you because I have no idea what a
future perfect. You see. Like, okay, by this time tomorrow, we would have lived here for like 10 years or something.
Okay.
By next month, let's say, right?
All right.
I would have lived here for 10 years.
Totally would fail.
Totally ridiculous. Like, these are tenses that, like, okay, you maybe have one situation in 6 months that you would need that tense. And this is mostly when people ask you, like when your students ask you, what is future perfect? Just don't worry about them. Present simple, present continuous, present perfect, past simple, and future. 5. That's it. You don't need any more tenses if you are at a pre-intermediate level. Just to learn these and learn them well, and you will be flying.
Okay.
It's getting so cold. What time is it? I think
it's 25
and it's starting to rain as well. Oh, 37 minutes we've been live. Guys, sharing is caring. Please share that. So, tenses. You see, guys? People generally in many countries learn too much grammar and then they get confused so much because teachers tell them, oh, you have to use that, you have to use that, or you have to use that, and then they explain things in such strange ways and people just like, or you see those, Flip, it's raining.
It is really raining bad.
Or you see those tables on the internet and it's like one verb is being used in 12 tenses. So they say, I eat an apple. I am eating an apple. I was eating an apple. I've eaten an apple. Ridiculous. This is not a good way to learn, guys. This is not a good way to learn.
Find
good way is
verbs.
to find learn, learn 30 verbs and learn to use them in all the tenses. And repeat as much as you can. Listen a lot, watch films and stuff like that.
Build up your vocab.
Yeah, build up your vocab as well. But you have to have a structure as well. If you have 5 tenses, you build a structure, and on this structure you build your build your vocabulary. That is my method. And there's method in its madness.
There's method in her madness.
That's I know it's Shakespeare, but is it
Hamlet?
Is it Hamlet or is it? Oh yes,
I think it's Hamlet. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can Google that.
Okay, guys, sharing is caring. Please share the lesson. We're going because it's too cold, guys. Too cold, and it just started to rain. And yeah, so I'll see you on Monday. So have a break. You can rewatch all my lives from this week at the weekend. Yes, and I'll see you on Monday in my next live. Bye. Take care.